Welcome to the alumni podcast series of IIM Calcutta, where we dive into journeys, lessons, and inspirations from our extraordinary alumni. Today, we reconnect with one such inspiring voice from the MBX community. Joining us today is Vijay, an accomplished professional with over 20 years of work experience across tech and leadership roles, who decided to hit the reset button 6 years ago and pursue a 1 year MBA at IIM Calcutta. Now a successful VP product head at AskMia, Vijay embodies transformation, resilience, and strategic thinking. Vijay, welcome to Joka. It's a pleasure to have you.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
So, how does it feel to be back to the institute?
One word, nostalgic. It's great to meet a lot of professors, also a lot of office team members, as well as the campus. I actually took a couple of hours walk around the campus. So it was like, something you missed since the campus. So really nostalgic, felt really great about it. Called a few of my friends from my class, showed them the campus, to take it easy.
Great. How long has it been since you last came here?
So I was here in 2022 for the lattice.
How relevant do you think an MBA is today, especially considering the dynamic environment that we live in?
Yeah. So, well, for one, I definitely think MBA teaches you how to manage time, how to do prioritization, uh, which I think are core skills. Because I know you get a lot of case study, a lot of prep material, a lot of things to do. The ability to prioritize ruthlessly teaches you a lot of life skills. Uh, Also, the kind of network that you build, especially college, because of multiple programs that are running. Uh, I think give you a lifelong friendship as well as great network. So overall, I believe, irrespective of how world is changing, MPA today is as relevant as it was, many years back. So I don't think anything.
Unlike the regular convention, you had a work ex of 15 years before you decided to pursue an MBA. What triggered that?
Well, that's a complicated question. To be frank, there were a few others in my batch, literally like 12 plus years of experience. To me personally, what I think was, I was in a product job before I joined APA. And unfortunately, I did get another uh, in a domain that I preferred, self-care, after APA also. So the reason why I came here was to give more structure to my thought process. Uh, Kind of feel or make this as an inflection point in my career. Uh, I do understand that a lot of people may think, but I don't think personally that whether a specific number of years of experience is suitable for Nikki. It's when you feel right, uh, it's the right thing to do. Uh, it's like you want to minimize your regrets in life. There are certain risks you have to take. If you don't, your returns are also going to be average. So those are the reasons why I chose to do it at the time, and I'm really very glad that it.
Any specific reason you choose IIM Calcutta, or to be precise, the MBA Explorer or 1 year program?
Yes, precisely right. So I think the rigor in this course is substantially high. I have a few friends who have passed out of this before me, both from PGP as well as the 1 year program. So the kind of preparation, the kind of dedication uh, the professors have here is, I don't think, is available in any other institute that I know of. Kind of, you should attend a class here and you have, but you the way you see them prepare, the way you see them deliver, I think that's just amazing, right? So one of the primary reasons to choose this institute was the professors. the rigor primarily, and other reasons being great campus. Yeah.
You briefly told me that you had an option to pursue an MBA outside India as well, which you chose not to. Any reason to that? And if you want to emphasize on that.
True. From a personal standpoint, I really wanted to stay back in India. This particular course does have focus on India as well. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it from an Indian institute. Uh, but yeah, you're right, right? It's about what we want to achieve. Uh, a US MBA or any other foreign MBA will bring with it its own specializations or needs and stuff like that. Right? So I, for one, wanted to continue my career in India. I wanted to do specific high value add jobs, which I think uh, a course like this opens the door to. So that's the reason.
You've always been into product, so you could just tell us what a regular day in life of a product manager looks like.
So that's a very difficult question to answer because it will vary depending on the company, the stage they are in, the size they are, the domain that they work in. So there is not a one size fits all. But because I have worked in both, Fortune 500 companies as well as startups, uh, there are certain things which are common. One is prioritization on a daily basis. You need to have that skill, and you should not be attached to, if you're building a feature, you put in a lot of effort. If you have to cut, you have to cut it, right? So you have to use a more data based approach. So from a day to day life, I think daily prioritization, managing multiple stakeholders, uh, and one difficult skill is saying no, because when 10 different stakeholders have so many different feature ideas, uh, you can only deliver so many, right? So the ability to say no in such situations is of paramount importance. So on a daily basis, yeah, I do say no to a lot of people. I do a lot of prioritization. I do work with a lot of users, do the research, understanding their pain points. These are some things which I do and are generally common in this role. So yeah.
Any interesting anecdote that you would like to share where you had to say, let's say, take a difficult call or say no? It was really difficult for you.
Well, it is generally difficult for me to do some things. In my most recent example, there is a feature which was brought in with a lot of data points, but we are at a phase where we want. So it's like this, right? I mean, to an end user, what I think of is trade-off is not a bug. Trade-off is a feature, right? If I add too many features into my product, it only confuses the end user. Uh, so yes, so there are cases, and recently one happened where a very interesting feature which had a lot of you know, capabilities, I had to cut it down. Though it would be a successful feature, but we still want to, you know, basis our tenants want to keep the product simple. So yeah, that's one example where I had to take such a call.
So, how important is it for a product manager to do an MBA, or is it possible to for someone to pivot to a product management role by doing solely an
Yes and no. Uh, so see, MBA is a tool in your repertoire, right? So uh, if, for example, you are in a stage in your career where, for example, you want to pivot into product management, but you do bring in the other skills, some of those skills. For example, you have great product sense, right? You have amazing customer empathy. You have great domain knowledge. For those that don't have that, you have good technical jobs, right? You have amazing prioritization skills. So basis those skills plus a structured framework and the kind of prioritization that you do daily basis in an MBA. These things definitely help you to take that route and try to pivot to product. So it's not just solely, I would say, it's like you gotta put in effort. So while you're doing MPA, you think where your gaps are, where your skill gaps are, and then work towards addressing them. But MBA definitely adds a lot of value into your pedestal. So yeah, that's what I think.
Any person of inspiration that you, because you didn't mention of someone specifically, I would like to ask you as any specific person who you feel really inspires you as a product manager or someone as a thinker.
Yeah, if I have to name one person, so there is a person called Shreyas Doshi. Is he someone who I diligently follow? The kind of concepts or the kind of filtered thinking that he does is definitely an inspiration for product managers. I strongly believe the ability to critically think is what differentiates a product manager or even anybody, right? So the ability to do critical thinking, I see a lot in him. So that's one leader that I
So many people are there who are in the 10 years of experience, 12 years of experience, and they start contemplating whether they should go for an MBA or not. Is there any suggestion or any or feedback that you would want to give, for them to consider or not consider? And is there any myth that you want to pass?
So it's not an escape from your current job, right? Don't treat it like that. The way you should think about is in your career at that point, do you seriously think MBA is going to add value to where you will be in or where you want to be in the next 5, 10, or 15 years, right? So it's an inflection point in your career. That's how you should take it. Address the gaps that you have, see what gaps the MBA fills, what gaps you need to fill yourselves, and then move towards that area, right? So I personally don't think, like I previously said, years plays too much role. It definitely, the larger experience you have before MBA, the more, uh, you really need to ensure that how your previous experience transitions into what you want to do with the help of an MBA, right? So think about it as a force multiplier. But at the end of the day, it's about you. How do you want to keep focus, or how do you want to pivot to your career path, right? Again, like I said, MBA alone will not do the job. It's not a single bullet, but it's definitely a force multiplier. Do that along with the other address, skill address gaps that you need to do, right? So that's what I would say.
How has your life changed, say, pre-MBA and post-MBA compared? How different is your life? Or how different is your way of thinking?
It's a very large question, right? I mean, it's a very big answer, but the way I think, I was, uh, I was a good builder, right? Several years back, I used to build things. I wanted to build things perfectly, right? I was also a developer, a technical manager, and a product manager also. Even then, my focus was on building things perfectly, right? Now the way I think is, I may be building things perfectly, or I used to build things perfectly, but am I building the right thing? Right? I can build something which the users don't need perfectly, which nobody is going to use, right? Or I can build something the users need little imperfectly, but still which people will use, and I can iterate and improve. That's how I think differently now. And yeah, MBA did play a critical role in making this mindset shift.
It's been truly enriching and really helpful, listening to you and speaking to you. More than anything else, I think was a wonderful experience, the session that we had. So thanks for that. Thanks a lot for that. And we really hope that the journey that you have had and the lens that you've shared resonates with a lot of our aspiring professionals who would be listening with us. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing, giving us time and sharing your experience with us. Thank you. Thank you so much. My pleasure. Stay tuned for more stories from the heart of Joka. We'll meet you again. Thank you.